All right, so boom, my controversial music opinions. The last time I made this video, a lot of people didn't pay attention to what I said in one of my entries, and I still catch flack for it to this day. The last entry in part 1, I said that I don't care that much for rap music that came out before the year 2000 because I was born in 1996. I didn't grow up during that era. I grew up on 2000s and 2010s music. For that reason, I don't really care about listening to music that came out when I was super young or before I was even alive. If you recommend me a rap album that came out in 1989, there's an extremely high chance I'm not going to listen to it. I'll only listen to pre-2000s rap if I have my own genuine interest in checking it out. But when it comes to receiving recommendations from people, if it came out before 2000, you might as well not even bother telling me about it. Now, for some reason, people heard that and started going around saying, this nigga Amiri said all hip hop that came out before the year 2000 is garbage. Y'all don't be paying attention to nothing, man. A YouTuber would say one thing and instantly y'all hear something else and create a whole extra narrative around it for y'all own self-pleasure. But since y'all do want to hear something else, then hear this song Roll One by S.I.M., who is not only a rapper, he also produced this song as well.
You say you on your way, so I'ma roll one. You say you wanna chill and conversate, so I'ma roll one. Girl, I'm tired of the games you play, so what's the hold up? So I'ma roll one. You say you on your way, so I'ma roll one. You say you wanna chill and conversate, so I'ma roll one.
Follow S.I.M. on his Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud to hear him go crazy on more tracks like this one. Now it's time for me to say what's on my mind. Part 2 of my controversial music opinions. Let's get it.
This nigga, I've been through it all. I done been through the rain and the fog. Tryna go and just find my way out. But there's so many haters involved.
Oh yeah, I'm coming out the gate hot on this one. Come on now, come at me. There are times in this section where I'm gonna be talking about black women as a whole, and other times I'm gonna specifically be talking about dark-skinned black women. So the reason why I believe that black women can't handle criticism on black female artists is because I have seen time and time again a situation where a black female singer or rapper will be getting criticized for a song or album they put out, and while they're receiving these negative criticisms, one of the first things that someone responds with is, y'all only down her neck like this and talking junk about her because she's black or because she's dark-skinned. If this was a girl of another race, or if this was a light-skinned chick, y'all wouldn't be attacking her like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand where this all stems from. When it comes to dealing with the world and society in general, black women have it hard. From the workplace to dealing with men, like any capacity you want to say it, yes, I do understand that black women are torn down and attacked by others. So when there is a black woman succeeding in whatever field or career she has, it makes y'all personally proud of her because you can relate to her. And you think, like, this is amazing. Like, someone who looks like me is in the spotlight and they're representing for us. I totally get all of that. But, hell, I'll come out and say it. Black women are very defensive and very sensitive. And that bleeds over into media consumption. Y'all be finding the smallest reasons to think y'all are being attacked because of who y'all are, instead of just accepting that not everybody is going to be in love with a singer or rapper as much as you. Just because a female artist is black, that doesn't make her immune from getting criticism. Y'all need to understand that. It could be something like Flo Milli. She could be spitting like a freestyle on somebody's radio station or somebody's YouTube channel. She'll be freestyling somewhere, and a person will leave a comment saying that they didn't rock with it. They'll say that her flow was trash, she had some whack punchlines, whatever the case may be. And y'all be so quick to jump down their throat and be like, stop hating on a black queen. Or, y'all stay putting black women down. I bet if this was somebody else, you wouldn't be hating her this much. And I've seen so many comments like this to the point where it gets on my nerves, and I'm kind of ashamed at y'all for reacting this way. It can be anybody from Flo Milli, SZA, Ari Lennox, Doechii, Mona Leo, Tink, and a few others. If y'all see any of these women get a hate comment, instead of just ignoring it or simply saying, stop hating, y'all always specifically throw in, stop hating on a black woman. This is why black women can't get to the top or find any success, because people like you love to put them down. It don't even got to be a hate comment. Somebody can give a genuine criticism of an artist and give you a very fair reason for why they don't like something that a dark-skinned woman did, and immediately y'all would jump up to say, oh, if you hate black women, then just say that. The final thing I'm gonna say on it is this. I get the colorism thing too. People be saying like Saweetie, for example, only got as far as she did because she's a light-skinned woman, and that if she was dark-skinned, it wouldn't be this many people paying attention to her. I've seen that be talked about a lot of times too. Pretty privilege and light-skinned privilege. Overall, I'm not saying that y'all are completely tripping for having the belief that y'all do. I'm solely saying that y'all use that belief that black women are held back from being successful as a comeback for everything. And no, I'm not projecting here. I'm not somebody that's out here talking trash about black female artists all the time, and I'm saying this to defend myself. Like, no. I see these type of responses everywhere, like regardless of who says it. People are not even allowed to say that they don't like something that a female artist did, because the first thing y'all respond with is, if you hate black women, then just say that, or y'all call them a misogynist, and it's irritating as hell.
This nigga, I've been through it all. I done been through the rain and the fall. Tryna go and just find my way out. But there's so many haters involved.
Now, one thing that I'm sure we all can agree with is that nostalgia is one of the biggest factors that leads to people having flawed opinions on things. People a lot of times don't even revisit a song or an album. They just go off of their initial opinion from when they first heard it years and years ago. And more specifically, they bring up a personal memory that they have with the song or album and use those memories to say that the thing they're talking about is just amazing. So the way I always break it down, just to help y'all understand what I'm saying here, is this. There's a difference between saying that you like a song and saying that you think a song is good. For some reason, a lot of people don't understand that, and they look at it straightforwardly, like, if you like a song, that means you think it's good, and if you don't like a song, that means you think it's bad. For those of you who watch my song ranking videos, you already understand that I can distinguish the two. I have my guilty pleasure tier where I talk about songs that I can honestly admit are ass, but I still enjoy the song because like it makes me laugh or something. But I also have my not for me tier, which are songs that although I don't like them, I'll give them their due credit and say that they're good, and I understand why somebody else would call them fire. So when I ask someone, why do you think a song is good? I'm specifically asking you to talk about the instrumental, the flows, the rhyme schemes, the melodies, the punchlines, like something technical about the song. So for example, if I ask you, why do you think a song is good, or why is this album or mixtape great? And you say something like, man, I remember when I was on the basketball team in 11th grade, me and all my teammates would play that song in the locker room to hype us up for the game that night. That was our go-to song every game night, man. It brings back so many memories. I'ma look at you like, nigga, you're not answering the question. Like, you listening to the song every night when you was on the basketball team in 11th grade doesn't have shit to do with the song being good. If I asked you, why do you love the song so much, then yeah, sure, that makes sense. But I asked you to explain why it's a good track, and you're not even talking about any of the specifics of the songs. You're just talking about your childhood memory with the song. A lot of people, if you ask them why they think a song is good, they can't even explain any technical aspects or the intricacies of the song. They'll start talking about a bunch of other stuff, how they loved the song when they was younger. I guess people think that the memories they have for the song just makes it better than something else. And honestly, you emo rap fans out there might get mad at me, but artists like SSXTentacion, Juice WRLD, and all them other dudes who made songs about being depressed or getting over a relationship, your memories with those things don't make a song better than another one either. If you say that All Girls Are the Same by Juice is a better song than Young Brats by X, and I ask you like, okay, why do you think All Girls Are the Same is better? And you start saying stuff like, man, All Girls Are the Same, that song just really spoke to me. When that song came out, this was around the time I found out my girl cheated on me. She broke my heart when I found that out. And the craziest part is that she was the third girlfriend I had that cheated on me. So I just came to realize that, man, all these hoes are the same, man. They all for the streets. Some of y'all may disagree with me, but hey, I'ma say it. That's not a good answer to that question. I asked you, why do you think All Girls Are the Same is better than Young Brats? And you gave me this whole speech about how you was upset because your girl cheated on you. Like, I didn't ask you that. You're more so explaining why you like the song more and that you can relate to it more. But you liking it and being able to relate to it doesn't make it better than the next track. I know this may be a wild opinion, but this is something I started to peep a couple of months ago. I've noticed that a lot of people can't tell the difference between what's their favorite and what they think is the best. Love Yours is the best J.Cole song ever, man. Like, that's easily his #1 track. Oh, word? Okay, why do you think that's his best track? Man, when I used to walk to football practice, man, I used to listen to that song all the time. Like, bro, ain't nobody ask you about fucking football practice, bro.
This nigga, I've been through it all. I done been through the rain and the fall. Tryna go and just find my way out. But there's so many haters involved.
About half of the things that I just said in the previous entries applies to this entry as well. so I'll go into more detail. In my personal opinion, explaining why you like or dislike a song is not a hard task to do. It's really not. A lot of y'all be so stuck. If someone asks you to explain why you like or dislike a song, y'all be acting like they ask you to find the cure to world hunger. So I'm gonna start this by saying what my definition of a hater is, because y'all already know the word hater is thrown around so loosely that it don't make no sense. You can't say anything slightly negative about a person without being called a hater. So school is now in session type shit. Amir's simple definition of a hater is a person that says that something is bad or they don't like it, but they can't explain why they think it's bad or why they don't like it. Like I said in the second entry, the things that you can say on why a song is fire, you can use those same things to say why you think a song sucks. I thought the beat was too basic. Like, I think the bars were elementary and weak. The rapper was using that hippity flippity fast kind of flow, so it sounded pretentious. Like, it's dead ass not hard to explain why you don't like something. And yet so many times, and I know y'all have seen this too, a person would be like, bro, that song is ass, boy, that song is terrible. It's terrible? Dang, like, why do you think it's terrible? I mean, I don't know, bro, I just don't fuck with it. This type of response is the perfect example of what I mean. If somebody asks you why do you think a song sucks and you say, I don't know, I just don't fuck with it, you a hater, bro. Ain't no way around it. You just hating at that point. But hold on, time to flip it, time to reverse it. The opposite end of hating is D-sucking. This is another thing that I know y'all see all the time too. You can't even give somebody the smallest compliment or a little bit of support because immediately somebody would be like, why you dick sucking, bro? Or like, damn, the dick eating is crazy right now. So everything I just said about how you're a hater if you can't explain why you don't like a song, I honestly think the other way around is true as well. If you say that a song is magnificent, that is an absolute banger, and I ask you, why do you think the song is amazing? You know, what do you love about it so much? And you respond with, I mean, it's, I don't know, bro, I can't explain it. The song is just fire. Let's leave it at that. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If you respond like this, I'm gonna call you a dick sucker. Because how can you not explain why you like the song? Like, I'm sorry, but like, how do you have a difficult time saying why you like a song? I really don't get that. Every time I use the word song, I also mean like album or mixtape as well, because everything I'm saying also applies to projects. Dirty Sprite 2 is the best trap album of all time, man. Ain't nothing touching DS2. Oh, for sure, for sure. Why do you think DS2 is the best trap album of all time? I can't explain it, bro. You just gotta go listen to it. I can't explain why it's amazing, but it is. Come on now, man. I'm gonna tell you to get off Future's nuts if you respond like that. He already got plenty of girls to do that for him.
This nigga, I've been through it all. I done been through the rain and the fog. Tryna go just find my way out. But there's so many haters involved.
Okay, now let me say that this entry is going to be me speaking from complete bias, and that's because I never had an account and I don't use any of the streaming services that y'all use. Spotify, Apple Music, I don't know, Pandora. Any of them apps, I've never used them. And the reason I don't is because I have had YouTube Music ever since 2015. YouTube Red, I believe, is what they used to call it back in the day. But because I have YouTube Red, I literally don't need any of the other services. Because every new music album gets uploaded to YouTube. It don't matter what genre it is, it don't matter what artist it is. Every new project that drops nowadays, it gets uploaded to that artist's music page. So I can go straight there if I want to hear it. You can listen to music offline and you can close the app and the music will still be playing. Like, I seriously don't understand the hate for YouTube Music, by the way, because I have seen people say, imagine having YouTube Music in 2022. And I don't get the joke behind that. The whole reason I'm bringing this up is because of this. I'm specifically highlighting older mixtapes and older projects from like 10 plus years ago. Sometimes you don't even need YouTube Music to listen to older projects. It be a lot of older albums and mixtapes that are on YouTube for free. You don't even need a damn account to sign into. If you search it up on YouTube, the whole project, bam, right there for you. But I have seen time and time again someone say, man, I want to listen to this mixtape so bad, but it's not on streaming services, so I may have to skip it. Meanwhile, the whole time that person is saying that, if you would have spent 5 seconds looking for it on YouTube, you would have found it and listened to it by now. I'll give you an easy example. J.Cole's Friday Night Lights mixtape. I saw a tweet that said, this mixtape doesn't get the credit it deserves and so many people don't know about it because it's not on streaming services. First of all, Friday Night Lights I don't think was the best example for this guy to use who tweeted this. Because any real J. Cole fan knows this project exists and many people think it's better than some of his albums. A lot of people will tell you it's top 3 in his catalog. So it most definitely gets its credit. However, like I said when I first started off this entry, Friday Night Lights is on YouTube for free, the entire mixtape. There's even a video that's 73 minutes long of someone playing the entire thing in one video. And yet the top comment on the video is, put this on Apple Music and Spotify. The young kids need this type of energy. If there's any young person out there that wants to listen to this mixtape, but they hear that it's on YouTube instead of Spotify, so they change their mind on checking it out, to me, that simply says you weren't that interested in listening to it in the first place, if you gave up that easily. I want to check out that Friday Night Lights mixtape by J.Cole, dog. I always hear it be praised as one of Cole's best projects, but I've never heard it before. Hell yeah, you should check it out, bro. Yeah, the whole thing is on YouTube. Dang, only on YouTube? It's not on Spotify? Nah, it's not on Spotify. But like I said, you can go listen to it on YouTube for free. Nah, bro, I'm straight. I don't want to listen to it on YouTube. Then shut the fuck up then. Clearly you don't want to listen to it if it not being on Spotify is a huge deal. Why do y'all act like y'all need an album to be on streaming services? Especially if it already exists on YouTube. Like, please comment down below and tell me why. I get the small reasons, like, you know, same thing with YouTube. Like, I can probably close the app and it'll be playing in the background. Or for a lot of y'all who be having like Spotify hooked up in y'all cars, like, oh, on my Spotify, I can listen to it while I'm driving. Like, I do get that, but that kind of adds to the problem. That's such a specific scenario to listen to music in. If you really wanted to check out an album or a mixtape, finding out that it's not on Spotify should not be that big of a deal breaker. If you really wanted to listen to it and it's on YouTube or even that piff, you would just listen to it on there. Which goes into my last point. The last thing I'm gonna say on why I believe an album not being on streaming services isn't a big deal is because I feel if you really wanted to listen to a project, you wouldn't be picky about what service it's on. And that's the bottom line on that. It can be on YouTube, it can be on that piff. Y'all won't even look on these other sites. If it's not on Apple Music or Spotify, y'all just immediately give up. I find it very, very stupid to say, I want to listen to this album, but it's not on streaming services. And then when someone tells you that it's on YouTube for free, you just go, oh no, if it ain't on Spotify, then I'm good. I'm sorry, but that's dumb as hell to me.
Cause nigga, I've been through it all. I done been through the rain and the fog. Tryna go and just find my way out. But there's so many haters involved.
I talked about this in my double standards in hip hop video. I'll link that video in the pinned comment. And one of the things I said in that video was that people only question your occupation or your experience with making music when you say something negative about a song or a project. But if you say something positive, nobody questions who you are or where you come from. I'm not about to go into full detail on that part. If you want to fully understand what I mean, then go watch that video. But I believe that artists have this feel of entitlement that just because they spent a lot of time working on something, that everybody in the universe that hears it has to like it or has to think it's good. Now, it was actually a tweet from IDK that made me remember this point, and I want to show y'all. So he said, people be putting their heart and soul into a song only for some group of kids who never made art outside of arts and crafts to call it mid. Sometimes they only say that because they heard somebody else call it mid, not because it's their actual opinion. Now, I will agree with his second point for sure. People who jump on hate bandwagons have always been a thing. But this first point is what I mean by feeling entitled. We be out here putting our heart, our soul, our blood, sweat, and tears into our work, and y'all just be calling it mid. Nigga, just because you put your heart and soul into something doesn't mean that everyone has to enjoy it. And that doesn't mean that everybody's going to rock with it. Of course, you gonna think it's good because it's your own work. But when rappers see that somebody else don't enjoy their work, they sound like some damn crybabies when they say stuff like this. I worked really, really hard on this. How dare you call it trash? Let me say something right now. This is even for all of you up and coming rappers. All of you aspiring artists out there that's watching this video, I'm going to say this right now. And please pay attention to what I'm about to say. It's an old saying, but a lot of musicians don't understand this. So listen up, please. You cannot please everybody, period. If you're somebody that's becoming a musician and you think that every single song you put out is going to be something hard hitting to everyone that hears it, then you are in the wrong line of work and you're very much mistaken. The hard truth is that there are going to be people in the world that come across your music and they just flat out won't like it. They may call it mediocre or they may say it's garbage. Either way, don't sit around crying about it. The reason why artists feel this way to begin with is because making your own music has a really strong connection to you. When you release an album, it feels like having a child. No, it's your pride and joy. When you sit down and thoroughly work hard on putting a song together, it can crush your damn soul when people say it's not good. I completely get that. What I'm saying is, just because you spent a lot of time working on a song or an album doesn't mean that people aren't allowed to say that it isn't good. You aren't automatically given brownie points. Y'all acting like if someone hears your song and they think it sucks, they're supposed to say, Even though I don't like the song at all, I don't think it's good. Hey, he worked really hard on this, so I don't want to say that it's ass. Bro, I don't care if you spent 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, or 2 hours working on this. I listened to it and I think it's garbage, so I'm gonna say it's garbage. I'm not about to suppress my honest opinion just to make you feel better. If you approach a random ass person on the street, somebody who's never made a song before, they've never produced a song before, they never set foot in the studio, nothing. If you play your new song for them and they say, like, hey man, I loved it, that actually sounded really good, you just gonna say thank you and go on with your day. You're not about to really care who they are. You won't even ask them to explain why they think it's good. You'll just say thank you and keep it pushing. But if you approach the same type of individual and play your new song for them and they say, that sounded terrible, dude, oh my goodness, you made that? That was not good. Y'all instantly start crying and complaining, man, who are you supposed to be? Where your songs at? I don't see you in the studio putting together a beat or a song. You don't know how difficult it was for me to make this. To end this video off, I want to show y'all another nonsensical tweet that I saw some months ago. Some hip hop page had asked what is the most disappointing hip hop album of 2022 so far. And this response from this dude right here is exactly the type of virtue signaling entitlement that I be talking about. He said, the one that was never created. When these artists pour their hearts out, regardless if you feel it's good or not, it still took some hard work and deep thought to bring something to life that never existed before. Delete this question. As soon as I read this dude's tweet, I immediately said to myself, he gotta be an up and coming rapper or a producer himself, because that's the only reason he'll say some bullshit like this. It's that rapper entitlement that y'all be having. These people worked hard on this piece of art that they put together, so who are you to call it disappointing or bad? And lo and behold, I was right. He is an up and coming artist. Go figure. But hey, go stream Vinnie Hendrix, man. But whatever song you come across, make sure that you say it's good. Like, you have to. Because if you say it's mid or you say it's garbage, he gonna say, how you gonna say that this isn't good? I worked hard on this.
How dare you?
Outro, outro, outro.